So Monday was a pretty big day for Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft at Ubisoft Forward. Earlier Monday, Ubisoft unveiled quite a lot of information regarding games like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, The Crew Motorfest, and Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Of course though, since this channel is dedicated to Assassin's Creed content for the most part, you can probably guess what the crown jewel of the show was for me. It's Assassin's Creed Mirage, of course. Now, Assassin's Creed Mirage was not the only Assassin's Creed related thing announced at Ubisoft Forward, but I just want to focus a bit on Mirage for this video because there is genuinely quite a lot of information to cover from what we got today. We got a look at the story trailer as well as a gameplay demo, and I'll start with a breakdown of the story trailer really quickly. So the story of Assassin's Creed Mirage is not unlike what we expected it to be. Basim goes from petty street thief to a hidden one. The trailer shows Basim about to get totaled, but Roshan saves him and the two evade the guards. Pretty neat beginning to the trailer, and right after that we see the djinn that was in the original cinematic reveal for Assassin's Creed Mirage, and this point should prove to be interesting for the story. The trailer talks about what the main plotline of the story behind Assassin's Creed Mirage is, as is expected, and we also got a glimpse at what the Order of the Ancients looks like. And I gotta say, I'm loving the ancient Babylon, Mesopotamia look to their masks. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. From what I got in the story trailer, it seems like we'll see Basim have to grapple with becoming a hidden one and wondering where his loyalties lie, as many characters seem to be challenging his being in the hidden ones, and that he's dedicating his life to killing for them. The trailer also showed off some of the combat, stealth, movement, and the striking visuals of the map of Baghdad. Now, the character models I thought looked a bit off, but I'm hoping that this is just because the game is still a work in progress and they haven't, polished up the graphics just yet. Either way, I don't think that will necessarily affect my ability to play the game or anything, so this isn't a big deal to me. I mean, later on in the trailer, the visuals looked fine. I'm not entirely sure what was going on, but it is what it is. Honestly, from the story trailer, my biggest takeaway is that the story is pretty much what you'd expect from Assassin's Creed. A character's journey into the creed and what happens afterwards. In all fairness though, this is the formula of the hero's quest, which we see in most video games, so it works well. I think it should pan out to be a good story for this game, and I think it will be interesting to learn more about how Basim became Loki, for example. I'm thinking it has something to do with that djinn from the trailer, but we'll just have to wait and see. I also really wanted to mention this point, but the Assassin's Creed Mirage story trailer actually references Assassin's Creed Origins and why the hidden ones use a feather to mark assassinations. I thought it was a really neat nod to the Origins, no pun intended, of the hidden ones, and it also was nice to see Assassin's Creed Origins get referenced, since that is one of my personal favorite Assassin's Creed games. Now, the gameplay demo is what I assume everyone has been actually waiting for the most. At the beginning of the demo, we get some images of the map of Baghdad and what looks to be a wanted poster of Basim. I'm assuming this means we're gonna have that mechanic again where we need to take down posters for notoriety, which is neat. I also have to say the music sounds phenomenal. The first thing we see from the actual gameplay is some parkour. Basim, I think, seems to move much faster than other assassins have previously. I did see over on Reddit a comparison video showing, I think, Assassin's Creed Black Flag next to Assassin's Creed Mirage in the parkour, and Basim did look a lot faster, like he scaled vertically much quicker than Edward did. I can tell some Valhalla is in the movement system, but it's much more agile from what I observed. I also did get a hint of maybe Black Flag and Assassin's Creed 2 in there, but I like that Basim's fast and his parkour doesn't appear heavy or clunky. Baghdad was definitely designed with parkour in mind, just as the cities used to be in Assassin's Creed. The buildings are much closer together, there are more wooden posts and other things set up to facilitate the parkour. Additionally, it looks honestly like you almost never need to hit the ground when you're evading guards. I also noticed that Basim can make pretty long jumps, but I would say that when he does, it's not as floaty as Unity's parkour system was, but I didn't really see a problem here. We see Basim head into a bureau for the hidden ones, which pretty much looks like the assassin bureaus that we had in the first Assassin's Creed game. We get to see a cutscene discussion sequence, and I know this is a small detail, but some of the characters' pronunciation of the Arabic words made me very happy to see. It's refreshing to see games work on making the language sound like it should. We got to look at the different stealth approaches that can be taken in Mirage. The particular weapon used in the demo was the blow dart, which puts enemies to sleep. This is nothing new for Assassin's Creed, but it's a good addition either way for stealth purposes. Within the bureau, you can take on missions, so it does serve as a hub, as Ubisoft said the other another day in its Return to the Roots video. In this demo, we see an assassination mission and we get some more parkour. After that, this is where I think the demo gets particularly interesting. So we see Basim go to use his eagle companion Enkidu, but he can't. As I mentioned in the last video, there's a marksman that can try to shoot the eagle. So Basim has to take a different approach to scouting the area. He first goes to take down the marksman, which is a pretty neat thing to see. Having multiple approaches is interesting because it does allow for diversified gameplay. We also got to see some of that social stealth in action, but I thought it was hilarious that Basim just told the people to act natural. No clue if this will be in the final version of the game because often gameplay demos add dialogue that isn't in the game, but I just found it amusing, honestly. We also saw how the traditional eagle vision works in this game, which is pretty standard, I'd say. Anyways, we got to see more of the stealth that will be in Mirage and how different tools like the blow dart, noisemaker, and other gadgets can be used as an advantage in stealth. Basim then takes down the marksman and Enkidu can be used to mark the enemies. Now, this next point is probably the most controversial thing in the whole trailer, I'd say. Basim seems to execute some sort of fast-paced chain attack where he teleports from enemy to enemy to assassinate them. A lot of people in the comments didn't seem to like this point, so I feel like I might be in the minority here, but I thought this was a really cool feature in the demo. It just looks cool, honestly. I'm assuming that it isn't something that you can just use randomly all the time. Like, there's probably some sort of bar you need to fill to use it. But also, we do know that Basim is Loki and Loki teleports, so I really didn't see it as a big deal. Looks cool, and it's probably going to be really satisfying to use in-game. We also see the gas grenade gadget being used, which is neat as well, and of course the smoke bombs. Basim runs away from the guards, and then the scene pans out to show Baghdad, and of course it looks brilliant and gorgeous. There wasn't much in terms of all-out combat in this demo, so I'm assuming Ubisoft wanted to put more focus on showcasing the stealth and assassinations. I noticed some people said that Basim moves slow, but I think that for a demo, they usually slow things down just to show players what's actually going on and give more room for that attention to detail stuff to be in there. I personally didn't think he was that slow though. Now, all in all, I can say that Assassin's Creed Mirage looks fantastic, and it's a game I'm sure I'll enjoy and have fun with. It's got all the elements that are vital to an Assassin's Creed game in my eyes, and it really does invoke a lot of the original games while still maintaining its modern and new engine. Mirage's story also looks quite intriguing, and I can't wait to actually do a deep dive and analysis into the story once I finish it. After all the news and gameplay we've seen, I don't have any reason to feel very skeptical about Mirage. I think Ubisoft has been quite transparent so far for the most part. They've shown us a good amount of footage I think helps capture the full picture that we're getting in Mirage. I'm very excited to explore Baghdad and the surrounding desert, and I'm very excited to give the parkour a whirl because it seems fun and fast. I did notice a lot of verticality and emphasis on the speed and agility of Basim when it came to the parkour, so I do see this as being an improvement over the last few games. Honestly, the parkour in Mirage is pretty much what I've been saying a game like Origins needed. A bit more assassin flair would have made Origins parkour perfect. I'd say Mirage's parkour is what I wished Origins parkour was like. Also, I think a lot of people keep comparing Mirage to Unity, and look, I get it. Unity is an excellent game in terms of its stealth and parkour, but I will say that Unity wasn't perfect by any means either, and it still lacked in a lot of areas. I think Unity didn't excel, for instance, in its combat or story. I can't say from now if Mirage is good in those aspects yet, obviously because I haven't played it, but from what I see so far, it doesn't look that lacking at all. Once again though, we'll just need to wait and see. Whatever it is, I can confidently say I'm excited for Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I can't wait to let you all know what I think about it in October. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed that video, feel free to leave a like and comment below your thoughts on Assassin's Creed Mirage so far. Subscribe with notifications set to all so you never miss out on another upload. Don't forget to check out my newspaper and my military sci-fi fantasy books. The links to those are in the description below. Thanks again, and Symbiosis out.